Hello again, everybody. Zacatech is here, my WWE SummerSlam review for tonight, August the 23rd, 2015, from the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Well, this is, of course, a SummerSlam, first time ever. It was a 4-hour event. And I shall say, for being 4 hours, I think it was entertaining, if you say that much. There was some decent action in there, but the pay-per-view may be best remembered by two screwy things. One screwy thing that was actually pretty good, and one screwy ending to the main event that left all of us scratching our heads to end SummerSlam, not with a definite answer, but on a question mark and saying, what the fuck? Oh, man. I don't know how to rate this pay-per-view because I'm actually okay. I was gonna give this pay-per-view 7.5, not 7.5. 7.0, but I'm taking away 5 points because of the main event ending. Controversy City. 6.5. It was a fun SummerSlam, but the ending just left us with a bad taste in the mouth. I don't care if it was planned. I don't care if it was a fuck up. That ending was just messed up beyond relief. It was just, it ended SummerSlam on a bad note. It ended SummerSlam on like the baddest note you can imagine. Probably the most controversial main event in SummerSlam history. And one of the weirdest ways and worst ways to end a SummerSlam. You thought seeing Taker lose at Mania was a bad situation? Think about this situation tonight at SummerSlam. Until the main event and that screwy ending, we had some decent stuff. Especially the title unification match with a happy screw job. That actually I liked it. Which I'll get to that in a moment. So like I said, 6.5 for the rating. NXT was kind of better. I saw NXT TakeOver today, and I thought NXT TakeOver was more consistent pay-per-views. At least the main event didn't have a fucked up ending. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to the 4-hour spectacular that was SummerSlam 2015. We got our guest hosts, Jon Stewart kicking us off. By the way, there was no pre-show match. Officially, there was no pre-show match because it's 4 hours, but it's kind of weird that Mania was 4 hours. Yeah, it had a match in the pre-show. So, main show kicked off with Jon Stewart coming out, wanting to talk to Brock Lesnar about the whole ending the streak thing. He needed help. So he brought out Mick Foley. You know, New York, G-pop, all that. And Mick Foley's like, you said Rock, not Brock. There was some rumors about Rock showing up tonight. He didn't. But, there were some interesting segments with Jon throughout the night. Besides that, okay, segment Foley to open us up. He had some backstage interactions with people, including Taker, among others. But probably one of his best things, besides the involvement in the WWE World title and US title match, was his confrontation with Paul Heyman. That was gold. That was funny. Especially when Heyman's like, I think we should have hired Letterman instead. Ooh, burn. So we'll get back to Jon Stewart in a second, especially his involvement in a match, as I mentioned. Let's start off SummerSlam by having the same match that began Battleground. Randy Orton against Sheamus. Now, we need to remind ourselves, we're in Brooklyn tonight. I think WWE should have learned the last time they had Sheamus and Randy Orton wrestle in the tri-state area. That was, of course, during the War after WrestleMania. Probably one of the best wars ever after WrestleMania 29. Sheamus and Orton brought the crowd to tears, and the crowd was trolling the match by randomly chanting stuff. Well, they did for most of this match. I'll say this. A little bit better than the Battleground match, but not by much. Orton did bleed a little bit. A lot of bleeding. A lot of I think SummerSlam can be conquered by bleeding, botches, and screwy things. So, Sheamus was getting his ass booed. A lot of heat on him. Especially with the crowd immediately starting the "You look stupid" chants. Right before the match, he just grabbed the mic and said, I don't look stupid, you look stupid. You embrace the Hawk. Randy did mess it up a couple times. It was just a fight like last time, with a different ending this time. Orton didn't win. Sheamus did. It took 2 broke eggs to beat Orton 1, 2, 3. And there was some okay little spots with Orton being nailed against the turnbuckle. And Orton kind of doing a almost lame, half-ass, in-air RKO. Like, Sheamus going up the top rope on the side of the ring, and Orton called the RKO. Wasn't the best mid-air RKO, but good effort, though. Even wanting for RKO early in the match, even tried for the punt at one time, but that didn't happen. 2.5. It was an okay opener tonight. It's gonna really have the same match open up 2 pay-per-views in a row. You know, they opened up Battleground and opened up this pay-per-view too. But a little bit better than Battleground, but not by much. But like I said, different ending. Sheamus won this time. But that means we gotta have a woman match. That's the only negative. Orton beats Sheamus. Sheamus beats Orton. That means woman match is coming up. Now on to our next matchup. The first of the title matches tonight. The Fatal 4-Way for the tag team titles. We had the New Day taking on the Primetime Players, the tag team champs, taking on the Lucha Dragons, and Los Matadores. In my mind, I think Los Matadores and Lucha Dragons should have been there. I think it should have been a one-on-one affair between New Day and the Primetime Players. And there was some funny things. New Day, I'm loving him as heels. These character comedy heels. Kofi with those funny shoes he wore, the golden shoes. But I love when they came out and they made fun of Jay-Z's song, Empire State of Mind. More like a New Day State of Mind. That was kind of funny to begin. And the match was fun, let's say that much. Despite somewhat saying that the tag team division is getting oddly and poorly booked, I still wish it was one-on-one, because Lucha Dragons and those Matadors were more like an afterthought, because half the match was like New Day were like the MVPs of the match. They had some of the best spots, and they were like dominant towards the match with great isolation of Darren Young in the corner, even that big spear, some great spots by New Day, even that spot by Xavier onto El Tweedo. But Lucha Dragons, man, this match did not do them any favors. They botched a lot. They botched a lot tonight, man. Oh my god, I hope this doesn't fuck their momentum, because they botched a lot. Especially, it doesn't matter who's under the Sin Cara outfit. Sin Cara botched the move. And then there was a spot involving a double suplex, a Tower of Doom move, with one of the Matadors that Sin Cara and Kalisto was setting up. They dropped the one Matador. They were trying to set it up. They fucked that up by dropping one Matador. And it's like, logic states, if one Matador don't work, the other one will. They had to take the other Matador instead of the Tower of Doom move, with Xavier on the outside and Titus O'Neil helping him out with the Tower of Doom and the Matador. That was kind of a cool spot, but here's the thing. As the other Matador was being set up after that botch from the Lucha Dragons, Kofi blind tagged the Matador, who was the legal guy at the time. So, Titus didn't know it, that Kofi had blind tagged himself in. Actually, Big E. It was Kofi got the blind tag in. And then, Titus needed to see, he nailed the class of the Titus. Didn't know that the Matador was not the legal guy. So then Kofi came in with a big kick after Big E set him up. And Kofi, being the legal guy after tagging the Matador. 1, 2, 3. New Day, once again, new tag champs. In this fun yet botchy tag team title match tonight. I love Primetime Players. But the title, in my mind, the title reign was rushed. You know, this tag team title reign didn't do any favors. They're okay-ass champs, but New Day are uber heels right now. To have Primetime Players beat New Day like that a couple months ago, it's like sudden back at Money in the Bank. It's kind of a tough move because New Day are so over as heels. And they proved that again tonight, and they are tag champs again. 2-time tag champs tonight in the fun, screwy, fun but botchy match. 3.0, because it was not, like I said, botches specifically. Lucha Dragons, Sin Cara, and Kalisto messed up big time. Kalisto did have some good spots, though, that he did nail. But the botches didn't do him any favors, like I said. Now, on with the other screwy ending of the night. Besides the main event ending screwy, in controversial fashion, this match also was a screwy ending. Rusev taking on Dolph Ziggler. Now, of course, this whole Lana, Rusev, Ziggler, Summer Rain thing has been blowing up for the last few months. Even with Rusev injury, they did okay in the booking. The match was okay. The ending lost points for me. It was like Rusev did some good spots there. Rusev needed to try to get back in momentum. He's had some momentum since losing to Cena 2 times in pay-per-views. And then picking up with Lana and all that stuff. And Ziggler needs some big win too. He's been floundering as well. You know. So okay, that's between these two guys with Rusev coming with big nasty kicks. Ziggler, I think, near like a big move up the top, like a half-ass X Factor up the top. He knew all that famous stuff. And then, despite Dolph's best efforts being the underdog and being the show-off, trying to impress his honey Lana, who was dressed not in her usual outfits, dressed in Dolph Ziggler garb, acid wash jeans, pants, and jean shorts and all. So then, despite Dolph's best efforts, Rusev came flying back in Rusev mode with big nasty kicks and of course setting up for the accolade. I thought that was it, but I was like, wait a minute. I had a sneaky feeling that Lana and Summer Rae would get involved. And yep, they did. As Lana and Summer Rae were watching on, Rusev putting Ziggler in the accolade, Lana and Summer Rae had a little catfight, with Lana slapping the hell out of Summer Rae, causing Rusev to break the hold and going outside to check on the Summer Rae Lana situation. That's when Dolph came in, some big nasty moves, tossing him over the table, but the referee was counting. The referee was counting as all this commotion was going on the outside. Despite Ziggler getting back in the ring, he got in a little bit too late, as there was a double countout. That was, like I said, screwy ending. It was an okay match, but the ending kind of left me thinking, man, this feud's going to continue. And then we rematch. I think it's going to be a mixed tag. Even though we haven't seen Lana in a real match before, I think it's going to happen with Lana and Summer Rae getting involved in a mixed tag. Because we saw, after the referee's decision, we saw the brawl continue with Summer Rae and Lana. And then Ziggler and Rusev. Until they all got separated. So it was a weird way to end the match. It was a decent match for what it was. But the ending kind of left me in a bad situation. 2.3. 2.3. I think again, Tag Team Match 3.0. I need to remember. Tag Team Match 3.0. If I didn't rate it, I was thinking. So there you go. Next matchup. Tag Team Affair. Involving King Barrett teaming with Stardust against Steve Amell and Neville. The superheroes against the supervillains. Some may criticize Stardust for keeping his character after his dad's death and all. But, he said that his dad gave him a nickname. You know, we want to continue it. Stephen Amell being a superstar actor, you know, from TV, from the era. He had a cool outfit, but he had not much of an entrance besides that. But, I'll give Amell credit. Most celebrity matches are okay. Like, Maria Menounos does well when she's in matches. Stephen Amell actually kind of impressed me. He had some good action there with him and Stardust having some good exchanges. He actually nailed some good kicks in there. He actually nailed the moves. You know, he's decent. You know, I know it was one-off and all, but he actually looked good in the match. But then Stardust isolated him and got Wade Barrett in to beat down on the Arrow. Until the hot tag into Neville. Neville started the match until Arrow got the tag in. And then boom, here comes Neville coming. High-flying moves. Big nasty kicks. Before Stardust and Amell fought up to the outside. Leaving Wade Barrett prone to the Red Arrow. And the 1-2-3 victory as the Red and Green Arrow got the victory in this fun, comical, pun-to-pun comical tag team affair. 2.4 because it was entertaining. And Amell, like I said, did well in the match. You know, for being an actor, he did pretty well. He had some good, obviously, like a big splash he did up the top, and an enziguri kick. So it was kind of a fun match. Now, on to our next little scenario and everything with the fifth match of the night being After a fourth match. In my mind, like the first 5 matches, the first hour was just okay. Second half, the last 5 matches were pretty good until the main event ending. Let this bit of bad taste. IC title match, 4th match of the night. Being, of course, actually, it was a 5th match. I'm sorry, a 5th match. Because we had the Sheamus Orton tag title match, Rusev Ziggler, the tag match between Melin, Stardust, and Neville and Barrett. 5th match, IC title match, triple threat. The match was supposed to take place at Battleground. Ryback against Big Show and Miz. Now, I didn't have much expectations for this match. I knew it would be like kind of a weird match with Ryback and Big Show being limited mobility. Especially Ryback being limited mobility, trying to recover from a staph infection that caused him to miss the title match scheduled for Battleground. And I thought Miz was gonna like try to steal it. There was many opportunities for Miz to try to steal it. For what it was not that bad of a match. Miz wasn't the third banana as I thought. He did act like the third banana, but he had some good steal moments. With he was like mostly taking out the match early on as Big Show and Ryback just started punching and kicking like they normally would do because of limited on agility, especially Big Show, who may retire soon and should retire. He's had a long 20-year career. You know, he needs to hang it up soon. Like this year. I bet you he'll retire in October because that's when he debuted at Halloween Havoc in '95. So at least make it to October and then he'll be done. That's my prediction of what should happen with the career of Big Show after this. Even Miz and Ryback trying to take down Big Show, but they got double suplex. That was, of course, in the beginning of the matchup. Yeah, the Big Show coming in with some big choke slams. He KO'd Ryback and KO'd Miz at one point. But there was one spot when Big Show got shell-shocked by Ryback after missing the Miho clothesline. Both men down. Ryback was getting back up, though, to get the pin, but then Miz got Ryback off of him with the skull crushing finale and pinned Big Show, but they went back and forth in comedy. You know, going back to Big Show, then going back to Ryback, trying to get the pin, trying to steal the championship. And Miz has been known to steal championships. Remember the last time he was IC champion? Stole it at Battleground, at Battle Royal. Staying out of the ring and eliminating Ziggler when we thought he won. Miz has been known for that. And a lot of people were thinking that Miz could steal the title. But I was like, there's no way Ryback's going to lose. This is like his first big title defense tonight after not being able to defend it last month. So despite Miz trying to steal the victory, and Big Show trying to go for the more KO punches. And then after Miz got clothesline and KO'd, Big Show got taken out by a clothesline by Ryback. And pinned Miz, who was down. 1-2-3 victory for Ryback, retaining his IC championship in an okay triple threat fair. 2.5. You know, a lot of 2s in the first half. Besides the tag team title match, there was no match that went over 2.5. The second half had matches that went over 3.0, including the next match, tag team affair, involving Roman Reigns and Dean Ambrose taking on Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper. Man, did Roman get booed out the building tonight. Apparently no one's forgiven Roman for what happened in Royal Rumble this year. And I watched NXT TakeOver last night, which was pretty good, especially the women's match between Sasha and Bayley. Best women's match ever. Oh my god. And I thought Baron Corbin was going to get his ass booed out the building. The woman clone, I called him. But I didn't expect Roman to get booed as much. I knew Roman was going to get booed, but not as bad as he did. And this tag team match, I knew it was going to be a hard-hitting match. So I loved when the Shield and the Wyatts teamed up against each other at Elimination Chamber last year. A beat with, of course, 3-on-3, not 2-on-2. But this match had the same kind of elements to it. What made that tag team match great was in this match tonight. Bray Wyatt came out in some sort of devil horn hoodie. That was kind of cool. And the match started out pretty wild and crazy. You know, it had a really fast-paced start. Born on the outside, leading up to Dean Ambrose jumping on all 3 announce tables, running from the Spanish announce table. And running from there through all 3 tables. There was a French announce table, and of course, the American announce table went all the way from Spanish and then right into the barricade and jumping on Bray Wyatt. So that was a fun little spot. Like, it's a fun action to kick us off. And then when Reigns got taken out for a little bit by Bray and Harper outside the ring, tossing him out the table, leaving Ambrose to be isolated by both Bray and Harper for the majority of the match. And I love the crowd tonight. Brooklyn crowds, New York crowds are always some of the best crowd. They had some good chants tonight, including a woman sleeping, doing the whole woman layover. But why, as the fans thought woman was sleeping, that's when woman got back up after Ambrose was isolated for most of the match with some nasty moves, nasty kicks, and stuff from Harper. I always keep saying this when I mention Wyatt matches. I've always applauded Harper as my only favorite member of the Wyatt family besides Bray. So after that isolation, then Woman Reigns came in with a lot of boos. Started Superman punching people, setting up for the spear at some point. And then it comes from big moves like Powerbomb. Even Reigns and Ambrose kind of signaling to the sheer bastard of living a double Powerbomb instead of triple. And after that, Woman got taken out, and Bray was setting up for Sister Abigail following the powerbomb. Then Ambrose nailed Dirty Deeds. And then it goes a big spear from Reigns, and the 1-2-3 victory for Woman Reigns and Dean Ambrose. It's kind of interesting. Last year they were in singles matches, now they're in the tag team match. I thought it was a fun little tag team affair, 3.2. Because it was a fun affair. It was a hard-hitting, fast-paced fight. Like the matches were against the Shield and the Wyatts last year, especially, like I said, at the Elimination Chamber match. Now on to our next scenario. I'm surprised it was so low on the card. I thought it was like co-main event. Or, I knew it was not going to be the main. I thought it would be co-main. But, it was a 7-match on the card. It was the winner-take-all. WWE World Heavyweight Championship versus the United States Championship match. Probably my mind, the best match of the night. Seth Rollins against John Cena. Question the booking on Rollins' title reign all you want. But tonight was the best I've seen Rollins look as champion on a pay-per-view. Looking in his all-white regalia, Rollins, in my mind, carried the match. Because usually, Cena's been putting on good matches lately. He puts his weight in the match. Both guys put on a show when it's Cena matches. It's not the other guy carrying the match. It's both guys. Cena throws his weight around too. But tonight, I think Rollins carried the match more against Cena, especially when Cena botched the stunner, the middle rope stunner. He botched that move. But, it was a fun title match tonight. Rollins and Cena had a title match in January in the triple threat against them and Lesnar, and Rollins was the breakout star of that match. Rollins was the MVP of the match. Like I said, he carried the match. He looked as good as he was in that woman match. Because that woman match, when he was in the triple threat against Cena and Lesnar, that was a match that made me want to stand up and say, wow, Rollins does deserve to be champion. I haven't seen Rollins pull out a performance like that as champion besides Money in the Bank. But tonight, he reignited that, yes, he is a good champion despite the booking. Because he looked awesome tonight. He had some great offense against Cena. And trolling him. Even did the FU at one point. There was a lot of great spots. There was a great move he did on the top rope. As they did the You Can't See Me. And they did a double stomp onto his face. Like a little double stomp move. That was kind of cool. And he did a frog splash. And he did the FU to Cena. And it was just a fun match. But like I said, Rollins, in my mind, like I said, he carried the match. Like, Cena did okay too, but he bought that move, and the fans hated Cena as much as they hated Reigns. Cena got his ass booed out the building. So these guys got some great spots besides, the frog splash from Rollins, and I think he had like a superplex from the top, and it was like great action. Cena tried to go for submission a couple times, because I was like, that was the way Cena beat Rollins. I even said that when Rollins tapped out to Cena on a wall. I was like, that's the ending for SummerSlam. That didn't end that way with the tap out, thankfully. So as Cena and Rollins booing out, Referee got knocked out as Cena nailed the FU. I think a couple FUs. So he nailed the FU, and Referee was knocked out. And Cena was like, where's Referee? And as Referee was out, Rollins kneed him in the nose yet again. You can't see me, indeed. Soon after Cena got kneed, here comes Jon Stewart. Now, right before the match, I said, if Jon Stewart gets involved, just Jon Stewart has issues with Seth Rollins, and Rollins been on the Daily Show, and Rollins and Stewart had a confrontation on the wall that was funny, and I was like, before the match, if Cena has Stewart help him win the match tonight, I'll be pissed because I had a sneaky feeling Cena was going to win tonight. I was like thinking Cena was going to win tonight because he was going to tie Ric Flair and all, but I was like, if he wins with Stewart helping him, come on. So, as you see by the subtitle, it wasn't Stewart screws Rollins. It was Stewart screws Cena. He hesitated. It was like going back and forth between who to hit. He hit Cena, told us the chair on the ground to signal Rollins to do the pedigree on the chair. Wherever he got backed up. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins retains and beats Cena. Now, Rollins won again with help. His win has been questionable because of the fact he hasn't won clean. He's always had screwy finishes, people helping him, specifically the Authority. But seeing Jon Stewart help him was way out of left field. So I didn't mind that help. Especially the way Rollins looked tonight. He looked the best I've seen him as a champion. And seeing Rollins pin Cena at all is awesome. This is the third SummerSlam in a row that John Cena's been in a title match, and he's lost all 3 times. That's all. And he got pinned all 3 times. He got pinned against Daniel Bryan. He got pinned against Lesnar. He got pinned against Seth Rollins. Beat with help from Jon Stewart. And I love the fans chanting, "Thank you, Stewart." That was like, I didn't see that coming. Because I thought Stewart was going to help Cena and align himself with him and screw Rollins over. But that was an awesome spot, though. A great spot to have Cena get screwed by Jon Stewart. I saw hashtag John screwed John. Jon screwed JHON. But in my mind, Stewart screwed Cena. 3.5, like I said, the best match of the night. It had a little bit of a screwy ending, but I didn't mind that screwy ending. It was a fun screwy ending. To have Stewart help, that was cool. At least he helped. If he helped Cena, I would have been like, fuck. Because Cena would not have deserved to win the championship like that. And I think it was so low in the call because Cena was going to lose. Because if it was the call main, it would have been Cena winning to tie with Ric Flair. He even did a figure 4 at one point. But Rollins finally proved himself tonight. He looked the best he's looked as champion. And Cena's big ego didn't bury Rollins like I thought he was going to. Beat Rollins again, this time for the title. So I thought he'd been beaten once, he's going to beat him again. But gladly, Rollins wins with help from Jon Stewart. Now, before we get to our next matchup, I was happy it was high up on the card. WWE Network stuff. A lot of promotions for the WWE Network tonight. New shows are coming for the fall. New episodes have swerved. I heard rumors it was going to be the last season, which it is. They got a new Breaking Ground show at the Developmental Center. New NXT 24. I love the 24 series. They're going to cover NXT on that. Austin podcast. It's not Sting or Taker next. It's Edge and Christian next. I hope he grills him more than he did Paige. And the Beast in the East live special from Japan was pretty cool. They're doing it again. Another house show event from MSG with Lesnar once again on the card. Because I love the Beast in the East special. It was a cool special. So I'm glad they're doing it again. This time at MSG. So after we saw Cena lose, yay. On to our next match. Once again, I'm glad it was higher up on the card. The 3-team Divas Tag involving Team PCB, Team Bad, and Team Bella. Now, last time a Divas match was on the same card as Lesnar Taker, it was supposed to be near 30. And the Divas match went on after seeing Taker lose in the streak ending. And I felt bad for the Divas because they had to follow that match after such a shocking ending. Well, thankfully they didn't follow it. Especially, who could follow that ending tonight? I keep mentioning the ending. Anyway, this match for the Divas Revolution, the Divas match, I've said it earlier in the video last night between Bayley and Sasha was amazing. This match, a few notches back. It was elimination, and I thought it was going to be like Survivor Series style, where one person gets eliminated, the entire team needs to get eliminated one by one. Not one person gets pinned, the entire team gets out. That's what this dip was. For to have the Divas match this high up on the card shows that WWE has interest in the storyline. But the execution was okay tonight. Team Bad dominated early on, but it was Tamina and Naomi getting the quick tags to each other. And Sasha only came in for like a second, and the fans weren't liking Sasha not getting enough time in the ring. Especially after that great match, like I said, against Bayley on Saturday night. So, we won. Sasha chance broke out, and then she finally got in some big moves, including the double team knee stomp and all that. But then, despite some great moves, and there were some botches in this match too a little bit with Naomi and Sasha started the flying with a double fly move on Becky and Charlotte. And Sasha missed the mark. She didn't nail Becky fully. She missed the spot. And then Bella started flying. And then Paige, I think she was trying to start some of Alicia Fox. Like a suplex, but then she tossed Alicia Fox off, letting up in a big splash. But then, all of a sudden, after Tamina came with some big moves, we got tagged in, took her off guard, and got the pin. Team Bad was the first eliminated. I was hoping it was going to be Team Bad and PCB to be the final two teams. But you got to keep the bells in there because their egos are as big as John Cena's. Well, especially since Nikki sleeps with Cena. Anyway, but it was interesting to have the last two teams be. But even though I didn't like Team Bad getting eliminated first, it did kind of make sense to have Team PCB take on Team Bella to end the night. You know, because Paige kind of started against the Bellas and all that stuff. And then boom, you know, Paige got isolated, especially after getting a big move on the outside. She got taken down by an Alabama slam from Nikki on the outside. So she was still woozy from that, and Team Bella just fed on it. You know, isolating Paige in the corner, quick tags until the fans once again chanted for the other NXT diva that was very popular besides Sasha. We want Charlotte. Boom, hot tag to Charlotte coming with the House of Fire. Big nasty moves taking out everybody. Even going for the figure eight at one point. Until it was broken up. And Alicia and Charlotte started brawling with each other, including kicking each other. They both kicked each other at the same time. And then the tags came into Becky Lynch and Brie. And Brie trying to kick her in the head with some big moves, especially imitating her husband Daniel Bryan. Misses a drop kick. Becky capitalized with the backsplex, as he calls it. Got like a pump handle slam and a 1-2-3 victory for Team PCB. I'm glad Team Bella lost. 2.4. You know what I mean? They have a Divas match at SummerSlam. This is probably one of the best Divas matches at SummerSlam, but the NXT match is way better. You know? At least the Divas match at NXT kind of reiterated, even though the Divas match at SummerSlam was just okay. You know, I think Team Bash should have stayed in it longer. But it was still fun. They gave enough time, especially they gave PCB and Team Bella enough time. So there you go. Now on to our co-main. I was actually surprised that this was the co-main. Cesaro against Kevin Owens. This was a kind of a show stealer. It was a fun match, a very hard-hitting physical match. The crowd was good throughout most of the night. Well, mostly quiet during it. I was like, wow, this is a fun match. You know what I mean? Very hard-hitting, very physical between these two guys. And the crowd didn't do much during this match. They were mostly quiet. You know what I mean? I felt it too, that with the crowd being quiet, it took away from the match. Because the match was fun. You know, despite the crowd not being much into it, for the most part, the match was still a great match. Great hard-hitting match. I'm glad it was a co-main. I'm actually glad it was a co-main. I was surprised it was a co-main. Owens looked awesome as usual. And having the fans cheer him again after a couple of detours with losing to Cena a couple of times, and losing to Finn Balor again in another match in the main event. He knows how it feels to have a co-main one-up yet. And he was a co-main that kind of was at least better than the main. But, you know, both got some great spots with the swing from Cesaro. Some great hitting action. It was just a physical match between these two guys. And I'm happy these guys got a good spot. I'm actually glad they were co-main. Even if the crowd wasn't into it that much, it was still a fun match. With Owens getting a very much needed win after Cesaro to the swing. Gets a big, either like a suplex up the top rope, leading up to the power bomb and 1-2-3 victory for Kevin Owens. I love both these guys. It didn't matter who wins. I was happy to whoever wins. But I kind of wanted Owens to win because he needs some momentum back. He's been losing a lot. He lost to Cena, lost to Balor. So I'm actually glad he won. But this doesn't wear Cesaro, though. 3.4. It was a fun co-main between these two guys. I'm happy they were co-main. Wish the crowd would enjoy it more, but still. Great match for both these guys. Great moment for them in SummerSlam. Now on to the main event of the evening. The match that many call the rematch too big for WrestleMania. Undertaker against Brock Lesnar. Now, Brock Lesnar's history of being the final match at SummerSlam in the last couple years have been hit and miss. Triple H, his main event with Triple H in SummerSlam 2012, considered by me and others one of the worst main events in SummerSlam history. Boring as fuck. His match against Cena last year, while a squasher and very one-sided, was still a decent match. This match against Taker tonight, minus the ending, better than WrestleMania. Way better than the match in WrestleMania 30. Because in that match, Taker looked weak in the match. I didn't look weak at all. It was just a pure fight. And it was fucking no. Lesnar nailing 5 suplexes tonight, taking Taker to Suplex City. But of course, can't take a little trip down to Tombstone City as well. Taker still looked good in the match. He can't look better against Lesnar than he did it at Mania. Not just that, he looked better than he did it against Wyatt. There were all the big moves, the leg drop, all that. And like I said, these two were just brawling it out, and they were saying thing. I love when Lesnar said, "I'm gonna kill you, son of a bitch." And Taker with foam coming out of his mouth. You will. A lot of great spots. It was more physical and more exciting than the match at Mania. Lesnar F5ing Taker through the announce table was awesome. Lesnar and Taker both being taken down, then both getting back up and making angry faces. That was just, oh my god, that was like one of the best spots when Lesnar got back up and like he did against Reigns, smiling with his tongue hanging out. Then Taker got back up and just had staring out after they both got up, and then they just started exchanging punches. It was like, oh my god, this match was just better than Mania. Way more exciting and everything. You know what I mean? It was just a great match until the ending. It was Submission City as well, as both Taker and Lesnar were both going for the submission. Lesnar went for the Kimura, and of course Taker went for Hell's Gate throughout the match. But it was the Kimura line that caused the controversy to erupt. As Lesnar was on the ground, taking Taker down the submission hold, the referee had kind of lenience. He didn't disqualify anybody for breaking a hold or anything, or didn't disqualify for Lesnar taking Taker through the table. Lesnar's arms were kind of down for most of the Kimura lock, and when the referee saw Lesnar's arm on the ground, his shoulders were down on the ground, he counted 1, and as referee wasn't looking, and the timekeeper saw that Taker tapped out of the Kimura lock. Referee didn't see it because he was on the ground, seeing Lesnar's arm being down for the pin. And Lesnar was bleeding his ass off and everything. But then the timekeeper, when he saw Taker tap out, referee didn't see it, rang the bell. I was like, what the fuck happened? Because I didn't see Taker tap out to the replay. And Lesnar thought he won. Heyman came in raising Lesnar's arm, saying that Lesnar won because of tap out, but referee didn't see it. And then Taker low-blowed Lesnar. Apparently the match was restarted, and Lesnar was put right into Hell's Gate. Taker put Lesnar in Hell's Gate, and Lesnar flipped Taker off as he passed out, and Taker won the match after it was we started after the referee fucked up. That was the shittiest way to end SummerSlam. More shitty than seeing Lesnar and Triple H. It was just a bad way to end the pay-per-view for me. I don't care whose fault was it. Charles Robinson should maybe not get fined, maybe get fined. But you can't blame him almost, because he didn't see Taker tap out, But in my mind, the timekeeper does not make the final call. The referee tells the timekeeper to ring the bell. Not the timekeeper sees it and he rings a bell on his discretion. It's referee's discretion, not the timekeeper dispension. So it was kind of weird that the timekeeper was the one that rang the bell, not the referee telling the timekeeper to ring the bell. And after Taker won the match, after it was restarted, it was kind of a weird way to end it. It was just a great main event. A fun main event. Like I said, better than Mania. But the ending kind of left us on a question mark. Heyman was pissed off. He rang the bell after the match, and he was like, "Yo, where did I tap out Brock Lesnar?" So Lesnar may have lost the batter, maybe win the war. Now, I didn't care who won this match. But I think I said to myself I wanted Taker need to win just because of redemption, and he's never beat Lesnar, to kind of avenge himself for beating Lesnar. But he did not deserve to win like that. He did not deserve to win in a screwy way. Like that. You know what I mean? And it was just like a weird way to end SummerSlam. I was going to give this match, I'll give it I was originally going to give it a 3.3. Or maybe a 3.4 because it was just a very violent match. But I minus points for the ending, so 3.0. 3.0. The ending kind of ruined it for me. Overall, decent sum. I'll extend my rating to 6.7. Not 6.5 for the pay-per-view. 6.7. I still like the pay-per-view, but the ending just kind of was a weird way to end it. It was still a fun pay-per-view. Take away the ending of the main event. The fourth hour, I said in the beginning, the fourth hour, having it be 4 hours. The first hour is just the weakest hour, I think. The first 5 matches during the first hour was just okay. I think the fourth hour may have not been necessary. You know what I mean? All in all, fourth hour aside, and the ending aside to the main event, still fun SummerSlam, especially seeing Cena lose again. For the third straight SummerSlam in a row, Cena lost the title match. Yay. Thanks to John Stewart. I didn't see that coming. It was a fun way to have that. Even if Rollins got help again. A fun, cool main event. Some decent things happened. To take, lots to take away. Lots of positive takeaways. But of course, a negative takeaway. Like when Taker lost to Lesnar in WrestleMania 30, it almost ruined WrestleMania 30. Because you didn't see that coming. It's just an unthinkable ending. And the ending of this SummerSlam almost spoiled this year's SummerSlam. It was just a weird way. I hope the WWE apologizes, or at least does something to avenge this tomorrow night on Raw. It's going to be an interesting Raw, especially if Heyman and Lesnar are going to be screaming at the top of their lungs after what, like I said, I don't care whose fault it was. I don't care if it was scripted or not. It was just a bad way to end the pay-per-view. Charles Robinson, I don't know who's going to get fined or suspended or anything out of this. It was just a weird way to end the pay-per-view. So it was Controversy City. And that is it for the Wwe Summerslam review. Once again, 6.7 is my rating for this pay-per-view. The ending to the main event, take away some points for me. But overall, still a fun SummerSlam. Lots of positive takeaways that outweigh the negative takeaway. And that is it. Once again, you've been attacked by the review from Zach. See you later. Yeah.